This is 180 milliseconds too late, the SSA Rocket League podcast. I'm Greybeard and welcome to it. So, we sit and stand on the eve of RLCS 2024. We have not seen a kickoff in anger in the Rocket League Championship Series in over 5 months. It has been a long, dry wait, but that wait is almost over for most of the world, starting on Friday. Of course, EU's going to get punted to the next week. I know there's a lot of you here, and you're all here to listen to a conversation with the Young Money roster, and that is coming up. We'll probably get into that in about 20 minutes from now. All right, so we're going to get things kicked off with, because in it, it's not just RLCS that's going on. The world's biggest amateur community league is about to get underway in SSA. SSA's RSC, Rocket Soccer Confederation Season 2 is about to get underway. Sign-ups have opened, so we're going to do a little bit of talk about that. For that, one of the head admins of RSC, you all know him, or at least you should, is the Bromeo. Bromeo, how's it?
Hey, how's it going, GB?
It's pretty good. So yeah, there's Season 1 of RSC it came right smack bang in the middle of like the Rocket League desert. Like nothing was really going on, and now it feels like the world is going on.
Yeah, we were definitely blessed with a very, very open calendar when we ran our first season, and I've got to say, planning the second season took a little bit of graft, but I think we managed to do it.
Okay, well, listen, let's get into the details. Sign-ups are open. When do sign-ups close? Who's it open for? When do we get into the draw or the draft? All of that good stuff. Give us the deets.
All right, so let's start at the very, very beginning. Sign-ups opened on Monday, and they will be open all the way until the 13th of Feb. So that gives us roughly about 2.5-3 weeks of sign-up period. So if you haven't signed up, drop in now. For all those returning, it is a new process, so you'll have to sign up again. Additionally, applications for franchises are also open, and interviews will be conducted next week as well. So if you played in RSC and you looked at some of these franchises and you thought, hell, that's something I want to do, then the link is in our Discord. You are more than welcome to apply, and you'll be interviewed alongside every single other franchise that competed last season for that spot. So really, go for it. As far as the important dates go, on the 14th is the conference, the lottery draw. That's where we decide the round of picks for all of the franchises. And
is that sorry? Are you saying the 14th of February?
Yes.
So I hope you've pre-arranged with the missus for that stream. Big Valentine's Day.
You know, she understands, and she's way too good for me. But Valentine's Day will be the draft lottery on that Wednesday. Mostly because, as most of you are aware, RSC streams on a Wednesday, so we're going to try and stick to that as closely as possible, because the very, very next week is draft day, also on a Wednesday, and that'll be on the 21st of February. So that is the road for the rest of the month. Immediately after draft day, the preseason begins and runs all the way until the 3rd of March, which means on the 4th of March, league play begins. And coincidentally, there's no more RLCS, at least the first major, for the next month or two, and that is where our general league will be taking place. So for all of you who've signed up for RLCS, do not worry, do not fret. You can continue to play both. They do not impact each other.
All right, well, I think that's an important point. So league play starts on the 4th of March, And the final regional of Major 1 in the RLCS finishes on the 3rd of March. So it's literally the next day. And then we've got about 6 weeks to get most of RSC done before the qualifiers for Major 2 starts. And for anyone who doesn't know what the RSC is, it is an amateur or a community league. It's a tiered league, so it is open to all ranks so you're sort of getting your mid-diamond range all the way up to the top guys, and it is tiered. So there are different tiers for different ranks, so you are more than likely to be playing against other players within your rank when you sign up, because when you sign up, your rank is verified and you're put into that rank. There are no pre-made teams in the RSC, so you don't join as a team, you join as an individual player, and then you are picked by a franchise. They look at your rating and go, we'd like that guy, and they pick you. And that's what the draft lottery is all about. It determines the order in which franchises get to pick. And then depending on how many franchises we land up with, which is determined by how many players sign up, we'll have like 6 or 7 weeks of league play, and then there's a playoff in each of those tiers. It's a fantastic way for players to meet other players, to experience other players outside of things like six-mans and the usual sort of places you might find opponents, and of course regular ranked. Last season, in Season 1, we had 200 players sign up. We'd like to beat that. It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out, Bromeo, because there's a lot more going on right now. We were blessed with some of our RLCS players who played in RSC. They might be a little distracted this time. But yeah, so how have the sign-ups looked so far since they opened on Monday?
So this
Say
is,
my name.
Pretty cool. I think we
Goddamn
are heading
right.
on faster than we were this time last round. We're closing in on 100 signups, so we're almost halfway there, and signups have only been open for 3 days.
Excellent.
So that is fantastic news for us who are organizing it, because it means people still want to play it, and the more people who sign up, the more franchises they can be, and the more tiers they can be. Because remember, everybody's separated into tiers according to their MMR. So the more people who sign up, the more tiers there can be. So the more level the playing field can be. So champs go against champs, diamonds go against diamonds, GCs go against GCs. And that's the way we like to see it. So everybody has a chance to have a crack at it. And like you said, you are drafted. You don't have to pick a team. And signups have been great so far. But I predict we're on target to, at the very least, hit previous season. But I'm fairly confident in saying we might go a little higher.
All right. Well, Bromeo, your optimism has panned out recently on things like signups and so on. But while we're talking about signups, since we live in a new world now where there's no such thing as region lock, we've been graced, blessed, and or cursed by a lot of EU teams in RLCS. So what about maybe getting EU players who want to come and dabble a little bit in the SSA region, get familiar with it, come and connect up with people down here, and through that, play some RSC and maybe bring some of their skill and knowledge to help the region. So what about EU players who want to play SSA RSC?
According to the rules, everybody is welcome. So yes, if a European player wants to sign up for RSC, yes, please come. Because like we're seeing in RLCS, and it's been pretty contentious, but joining in at the grassroots, I cannot see any harm at all, because you are helping spread knowledge of the game, especially to the lower ranks of players who are learning. So if you really do want to help RSC grow, and you're not here to just farm it, join RSC, play with us, stick around for a couple of months. And I think it would be really appreciated by all.
Mm. Okay, good. Well, there you have it. So how do they sign up? I mean, obviously, people who played Season 1 know about the Discord and what to do. But if you haven't been in RSC, you want to be in RSC, you want to sign up, you want to check it out, where do they go?
Well, all they need to do is join our Discord. At the very, very top of the Discord, there's a nice fat button saying sign up here. Everything you need to know is in the welcome FAQs. So all you need to do is join the Discord, navigate your way there, and sign up. It takes about 3 to 5 minutes, and there you're set, and then you just wait. So we'll post a link somewhere, make sure, but it's as easy as that.
All right. Well, probably the easiest way is to go and follow on Twitter because all the links will be there and posted and stuff. So go there and do that, and you'll get all the info you need. All right, cool. Well, I think that's about that. Bromeo, thank you very much. And here's to a blowout season 2 of RSC.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to see where we can take this one. It's really, really cool for the community, and it's one of the biggest plus points to come out of Rocket League in a while, and I really hope it continues.
Fantastic. I have no doubt it will. And as we've discussed before, our community efforts have never been more important than right now. So get involved. Thanks, Bromeo. I have to say at the outset that I had a lot of reservations about bringing this roster onto the podcast. Emotions are pretty high right now, as can be expected. It's a huge change, and we're all having to adjust. We're all having to figure things out. And so I thought, well, you know what, let's get them in here. Let's have a conversation. And I said in my tweet that I'm controversially bringing them in. And I think it is controversial only because because emotions are high about it. And a number of people are very, very unhappy with the rule change. I think for the most part, our sort of top 6, top 8, top 12 teams are probably unhappy. I do get the feeling that people are now coming around to going, well, you know what, this is now the world we live in. We need to find a way to adapt and to find opportunity for our region. But we are still smarting from it a little bit. And despite the fact that I went back and forth and was like, should I have them, should I not? I thought it would be good. So, and the reason I'm bringing this roster on is that they're the only roster about which I got several messages. I had 4 or 5 people message me and say, this team have signed up, they're very good, and may potentially be a threat to your sort of top 2, top 3, top 4 teams. And a number of people did. I didn't get any messages about any other roster. So I thought it would be good to have them to speak for themselves, but also they're not going to be speaking only for themselves. They're also representing the whole idea of non-SSA teams, the bulk of which are from EU coming into the region. So I thought there'd be a good conversation. So I'm going to bring them in now. I'm going to speak to each one individually, but I'm going to have them all here. We're just waiting for Motion isn't in the chat yet, but there they all are. Rehoo, Nuqqet, and Motion. And I think I want to be clear from the outset that the outcomes I envision from this conversations. And Rehoo, Nuqqet, Motion, I'm thrilled that you agreed to be here. And so this is what I would like to get out of the conversation. And I'll ask you what you would like out of it in a moment. But since you're here pretty much against the wishes of the whole region, I think you should have an opportunity to present yourselves to our community and to our region. And my second desired outcome is that if this is how it is now, we're going to have EU teams playing here. We as a region are going to have to adapt to it to figure out how we can benefit ourselves and win in the long run. So I don't think it's in our long-term interest to be hostile or to create a hostile environment or have a hostile reception. So I guess as an outcome, what I'm after is maybe a bit of a tentative welcome to SSA. And assuming that you do get that welcome broadly and maybe things soften over time, hopefully we can put you in the frame of mind that you become attached to this region, or emotionally invested in seeing it grow, and that you become a part of helping the region grow rather than just taking what you can from it and going forward. So if we can get anywhere near that outcome, I'll be very happy. And then lastly, as a desirable outcome, I think it's important to put faces to names, to remind everyone that all of this is part of the great human experience. We're all human beings, and if we can humanize this experience beyond our gamer tags and beyond the Twitter beefs, perhaps maybe we can come out of all of this just a little bit better. So if we come close to any of these objectives, I think we'll have accomplished that. So with that said, and that long winding intro said, and Rehoo, Nuqqet, Motion, you being very patient there, I'm going to start off individually, just a sort of introduction, like who you are, how old you are, where you're from, and how long you've been involved in Rocket League. And Rehoo, hello, welcome, and let's start with you.
Okay, hello, I'm Rehoo and I'm 16. I'm from England, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
So okay, so where in England? I mean, not your address,
yeah,
just the
yeah,
general area.
like near Birmingham, if you've heard of that.
No, okay, no, I'm sure everybody has. And how long have you
Yeah.
been playing Rocket League?
Since late 2016.
Late 2016, and you're 16
Yeah,
years old. So
yeah,
I've been playing Rocket League for half your life. That's fabulous. That makes me feel just groovy. Okay, great, Rehoo, thank you very much. And then let's go over to Motion. Motion, are you in the chat? Motion's not in the chat yet. Where is Motion? Are we going to get him in here in Discord at some point? But while he's figuring that out, let's move on quickly to Nuqqet. Nuqqet, give us your brief bio.
I'm Nuqqet. I'm 17 and I live in England. I've been playing Rocket League since 2016. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, good. All right, hello Nuqqet. And then I
Hi.
think Motion's made his way into the chat, so I think we can go back there. Motion, are you with us? Motion?
Hello.
There you are. Give us the Motion intro.
I'm Motion. That's not my real name. My real name is Will.
All right.
I played Rocket League since I was 2016, and I'm a SSL Rocket League player.
All right. Well, there you go. Good enough. that gives us the general picture. All right, fine. And then okay, so now let's get on to, so we have some idea of who you are. And my first question is going to be for you, Rehoo, because as I said in the little intro there, I got several messages about your roster. So clearly you're a good roster. You're a team to watch. You're a team that may present a threat to our top teams. But I not only got messages about your roster, I also got several messages about you personally, and which were just, I guess they were messages of caution, basically saying just be cautious. Rehoo can be a little toxic. He seems to be fine when he's doing his streams and that, but in private seems to be a bit of a toxic person. So, with that little tough question to get us going, how would you respond to that, Rehoo?
I can be like toxic, but like not a lot of the time. It's very like it's a rare thing, but yeah, I'm not too toxic, and I haven't been toxic to anyone from Safe Africa. I've just been I've been like nice to them all. I've like had respect for them all, and a couple of them haven't had respect for me. So
Okay, all right, fair enough. And then so now let's get on to the broader topic. Nuqqet, I think I'm going to put this question to you, and if any of the other two of you want to add to his answer, you're more than welcome. But the question is really, I'm trying to understand why you've made this decision to come and play in SSA. I mean, the obvious thing is, well, oh, here's a team that's maybe not as good as we are, and we can get a bunch of money, and maybe that's it. Maybe it's about the money and maybe a major spot. But have you discussed and thought about what is the benefit to your Rocket League career long term?
So the idea was originally Motion's. I just agreed to it, and I thought it was a pretty good idea because we might like have a better chance of doing things and winning. So I don't know, but I think Motion should answer it because I have no idea. Like I agreed with him, you know.
Okay, Nugget came along for the ride. Motion, can you give us a more full answer on why you've decided to come here?
So I thought it was in our best interest with the money and you know, the potential to get a blue tag and make a major in Worlds.
And so, okay, so how do you think it benefits you? Let's say you do really well here. How does it benefit you outside of the money, the blue tag, or have you not really thought about it beyond that?
So I think it will benefit us because there's also the like we're gonna be sticking together for a longer time, so it'll give us more scrims and we'll get more practice in.
Okay. All right. And then Rehoo, I don't know if you've got anything you want to add to
Yeah,
that.
I can add on to that.
Mm.
So us doing this as well, I think it's like the best way for us to like get, not the best way, but like it's a good way for us to all get our names out there. Because if we feel like this is our best chance to like win regionals, make majors, make worlds, etc., then this would be like the best way for us to get our names out there. And if we can get our names out there like quicker, then like there'd be more opportunities in like Europe for us, I reckon. So we'd only like stick around for like probably this year, and then we'd probably end up going back to EU.
Okay, so I'm interested that you say that because I haven't done deep research, but I mean, you are a day 2 team last season. I think you were making day. I think you had a top 30 finish, and it seems like you are already known within the EU scene. I mean, on the chalk cast the other night, Rise was on, or it was Joya, one of the two, and they know of you as a player. So it seems to me you guys already have something of a reputation in the EU scene.
Yeah, we do have a reputation, but we're not like they know who we are because of twos. They've never seen like none of the well, maybe like a couple of pros have seen us in tournaments, but there's not many pros that have seen us in tournaments. So if we actually can like prove ourselves in a higher ranked tournament where there's gonna be other pros like making majors, etc., then that's probably the best way for us to prove ourselves because we've only got twos at the moment to prove ourselves.
Okay, so now the next question, and Nugget, just because I'm going to throw it to you, and we may or may not go to the other guys, but what makes this move worthwhile? Like, what's the minimum you need to do to be able to say to yourselves, you know what, going to play at SSA with all the backlash we received and trying to play on 200 ping, what makes it worthwhile? Like, what's the minimum result you need for it to be worthwhile for you?
To not get knocked out instantly and to do good, I guess. I mean, I don't really know what to say, to be honest. I'm just here for fun, innit?
All right. Okay. Well, then Motion.
Yeah.
Let me ask you the question. So so Nugget seems pretty chilled about it. He's like, I just want, we don't want to get knocked out instantly, and we want to have some fun. But let's say you finish top 8. Is that good enough for you? Would that have made the journey worthwhile?
Not really. We'd hope for a top 2 throughout the entire season. That would make it worthwhile, I think.
Okay. So if you came second. You came second in every regional and didn't make a major. The journey would have been worthwhile.
Yeah, that would be good for us.
Okay. And how about you, Rehoo? What's your minimum? What do they call it? The oh god, there's a very good corporate name for it, and I've completely forgotten. Like your minimum requirement. What's the minimum for you?
I'd be happy with like I think getting top like I don't mind getting like top 4 once, But then I think anything like above top 4, I'd say like I'll be happy with.
Okay.
Depending on where like, it depends on like what team we lose to be honest. I'm not too yeah, just depends what team we lose to for me.
So second place is fine as long as you're losing to someone that you don't mind losing to. Am I reading that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this then, and Rio, I'll come to you again. Let's say you have a dream run, you win everything, you make the major. Does that? Do you think you are going to get the credibility from that you want? I mean, does that you came to SSA, you beat a region that's very new in the scene and like still trying to up their skill level, their skill ceiling to match the rest of the world. So you came from EU, which has this massive pool and high quality practice and a lot of it, and you beat SSA. Does that give you the credibility you're after?
Yeah, I think being able to win, like, be the best team. I wouldn't say we're from the region, but I think being able to beat every team in a certain region, it shows like some skill. And being able to make worlds and majors, it must show something. Like no matter what region it's from, like it still shows something.
Okay. Now the honest truth is that if this rule change hadn't come about, well, let's say this, before these new rules were published, I'm pretty sure you didn't give SSA a second thought. With the rule change, you're now here. You're now coming to play in this region. And has there been any thought and discussion amongst you guys on, is it just, I mean, Nuqqet has said, he just wants to have some fun, not get knocked out instantly, have a bit of a good time. Have you guys had any thought about maybe we should, how can we help this region grow? Is there any interest in helping the region?
Yeah, there is. We've scrimmed like the top, like we've scrimmed whatever SSA teams asked us for a scrim. Like we
Okay.
haven't ignored anyone. We've scrimmed every single team we can possibly. There's just one team that for some reason doesn't like want to play against us, but I'm not sure why.
It's for the very, very obvious reason. There's a lot of upset about what's going on there, and there is a sense of, look. Well, let me ask you this. In Motion, I'm going to ask you this question. Do you? I mean, you're very aware of the hostile element that exists. That EU teams are coming here. Do you appreciate why that hostility exists?
Like with the top like 4, yeah. But I think anyone outside of the top 4, it's a good opportunity for them to improve.
Okay, and all right, fair enough. And Nuqqet, your thoughts about that? Do you sort of understand why there is some hesitancy, why there's some frustration, why there's some anger about it?
Yeah, so they worked really hard to get RLCS for their season because I think for a while there wasn't RLCS for South Africa. I'm pretty sure. Is that true or not?
We've been in for 2 seasons, so yeah,
Okay,
we
yeah.
were only included from 2021-22.
Yeah, so I understand there's some frustration, but truly believe that maybe we can help them improve and they can help us improve as well. Like playing different regions, have different play sets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so let's talk beyond scrims, because scrims is something you guys need to do that's helpful for you in your preparation. So beyond scrims, do you see yourselves being able to assist or bring some knowledge transfer to the region? Is that something you'd like to do? If there were a couple of projects and let's say I presented something to you, is it something you would consider getting involved with?
I think Rehoo knows how to answer this question.
All right, okay, Rio, it's over to you.
If you were to like offer, like if teams would like accept like like help or like scrimming us, then like by all means we'd do what we can. But there's not really like an opportunity to. So if there's an opportunity given, then yeah.
Any of you likely, Rio? I'll stay with you. Are any of you likely to play, um, to play ranked servers here? I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if you have
We
or haven't, or what the story is with that.
we can't like we've tried to queue there, but we can't find a game. We're all like
Okay.
too high MMR.
Yeah.
into.
Well, the problem is all the people you would queue into are busy queuing EU. So that's kind of the bizarre situation there. Okay. So well, tell us, Rio, who have Motion. Let me ask you this question: who have you scrimmed?
We scrimmed Skill Steel's team, Willu and Tams.
Okay.
We scrimmed Galaxy, and his team. I
Okay.
can't remember their name.
Owned. Yeah.
Yeah. We scrimmed two more as well, but I think I just can't remember them.
Okay.
Can't remember the name.
All right, good. Well, now let's get to the down and logistical type questions. Nugget, how have you felt about playing on 180-ish ping?
To me, I feel pretty good about it. I think it's just that the reaction time is really hard. You know, you have to like try predict everything, and also the kickoffs. Like the kickoffs are a bit bugged because sometimes the ball will teleport, so I have to like try predict where the ball's gonna go.
Mm. All right. And what
Yeah.
about you? What about you, Motion?
I don't think it's that bad. The kickoffs are the main thing. And when you're trying to defend in like a one-on-one or a whatever, it's usually a goal for the other team. Like you can't save the ball.
Okay. And Rio?
Yeah, it's literally just kickoffs for me. Everything else is like everything else is doable. It's just kickoffs are a bit awkward.
Okay. All right, good. And so just to go back to something you said earlier, which I'm just thinking about now, Rio, do you envision yourselves being here just for this season, playing here and then going back to EU? Or and look, I know it's hard to ask 16-year-olds like what their long-term plans are, but is that kind of the loose plan as it stands now?
No, it genuinely depends on what offers we get. Like org wise, if people offer to fly us out, if we're staying in EU, how good we do in SSA. Like it depends on a lot of things. Because if we win every single regional, it would be like pretty stupid of us to not like stay in South Africa and like try and get flew out. I think that would probably be like the best thing for us.
All right. Well, and now I'm going to ask a question to all of you, and I'll start with you, Ria, since we're with you. Are your parents aware of this, and what are their thoughts about it, or do they even know what's happening?
I've like kind of explained like a bit to them, but I haven't explained anything about like flying out.
Oh,
Like, I
okay.
just told them that I'm playing a tournament, so like just don't come in my room. That's it pretty much.
And do they watch you play? Do they understand Rocket League?
They understand like the level that that I play at, but like I don't think they understand the game. I don't think they'd understand if I hit like a double reset. I don't think they'd like realize what that is.
Okay. And then Motion, what's
Um,
the situation in your household?
2 meters.
chill. Um, so my mum understands the game.
Okay.
But if I scored like a double reset, she wouldn't know it's called a double reset. She'd just go like it's a good goal or whatever.
Yes. Okay.
Um,
And does she know like the concept of that you're playing on different servers, or is that sort of beyond what you'd be interested in?
I told her that I'd be playing South Africa RLCS, but
Okay.
she doesn't understand like the ping or the lag or
Yes.
what it really means.
Okay. And then Nugget, what about you?
My parents kind of know, but not really. Similar to like Rehoo situation. I tell them not to come in, and they don't come in. If I'm playing a tournament or scrim, I'm just trying to concentrate, focus.
Okay. And then my next question I've completely forgotten because I had it down here. Oh, So, Nugget, since I'm with you, who are the teams that you believe are your main challengers?
I'm not sure because I don't actually know that much about RSCS in general, so I have no idea like the other teams. I haven't really looked at the bracket or anything, so I have no idea.
This is great. Nugget, you're a gem. You just show up and play. Whoever's there, wherever it is, whatever. Tell me what I gotta tell me what I gotta do and I'll do it. Motion, how about you? Is there anyone you've got your eye on?
Anyone that's like top 4 in South Africa, I'd say they'd give us a good game.
Okay. And on a with a percentage figure, how do you rate your chances of beating those top 4 teams? You think it's 50-50? You think you're 70-80% chance of winning? Higher?
I think depending on bracket, I'd say 70% to make finals, but I wouldn't know how to like rank it up against Limitless because they don't really want to scrim us.
Okay. And then Rio.
I'm not like scared of playing any team, but like the team that like is probably I'm not too bothered about Limitless. I'm more scared of like an EU. Well, not scared, but like I'm more like I'd rather play Limitless than like one of the EU teams, to be honest. But I haven't seen Limitless play.
Okay,
I'm
well,
just
let me.
going off of, like,
Who are the other
um,
EU teams that you
uh,
would be concerned? Is the wrong word, but you believe would be very very strong to play.
like yeah. I think it was. Wait, let me double. I think it's
There's Lazy Bear and there's Yano.
Lazy Bear, Twinser, and um Fusion. I think it is. Like
Okay.
probably those, and then maybe Jana. Nah, not Jana's team. Probably just that team, yeah, and maybe Limitless, but I haven't seen them play. So
Have you scrimmed any of the other EU teams?
yeah, we scrimmed TZ, Bramar, and someone else.
Okay.
I can't remember the third was.
All right. Then someone in chat's asking about Hunter. Do you know Hunter?
The
No.
OCE guy.
No, he's playing. He's playing in this. I think he's on an EU team. Well, there you go. I've asked. You don't know who he is. It's HUNTA, Hunter.
Nah, we don't know who that is.
Oh, okay, fine, fair enough. Okay, fine. Well, how do you feel about the fact that I mean, best of 3, first round, all matches on Saturday are going to be best of 3. Rio, is that a concern? Is you quite comfortable with that? Does that make any kind of difference?
No, I'm happy with that. Like, I think that's better for us. So
Okay. Motion.
Can get the games done quick.
I think best of 3 is not too bad. As long as we're not playing like anyone actually good. Well, anyone like competent of like I don't know how to word it without sounding like disrespectful, but like anyone like good.
Okay. Fair enough. A Nugget. I'm gonna guess your answer here. You're like, yeah, whatever. But how do you feel about best of 3s?
I feel like we should at least concentrate and not mess up, make any mistakes, because if we make a mistake and actually lose the game, it might be bad. Yeah. So we have
Okay.
to win like everything and focus,
All right, fine.
no matter who we're playing. Yeah.
That's also good. I saw a good question in chat. Oh gosh. Oh, that's an important question from Cedric. Are any of you streaming POV?
We're gonna have a team stream going on, but we're not gonna have our POVs just because of like the lag. But
No,
we're gonna
that's
have
fine.
we're gonna have Glifty and Darky doing our team stream.
All right. Well, if you or they could please send me the link, so I've got that in my little spreadsheet, so we can kind of keep track on that. All right, fine. Well, I think I've pretty much covered all the questions I wanted to. I'm going back to my list of outcomes. So, taking everything into consideration, how do you feel, Rio? I'll ask you. How do you feel? How would you describe the welcome you've had to SSA?
Everyone but Snowy has given a good welcome.
Okay.
Apart from snowy, yeah. Apart from snowy.
Okay, fair enough. And Nugget, I don't know if you've interacted much with anybody locally and how you feel about it.
No, I got no welcome, no hate, nothing. I'm just here. I'm just
You're
here.
you're just here to play. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm just here to play.
Okay, cool. Motion.
I think the best welcome I got was from a South African guy called 5BS. He's a
Okay.
sub for Janos too.
Yes. Okay. Well, there you go. A relatively controversial figure within the pro scene here himself. He's had his ups and downs and issues, but pleased to hear you got a welcome there. All right, fine. Well, I think we can pretty much bring this to a close. And I'll start with you, Nugget. Any closing words for yourself, your roster, or for the SSA region in general?
Good luck to everybody. I hope you can do your best, and I hope we do our best as well. And no toxicity. Yeah.
All right, Motion.
Yeah, I think the same. Good luck to everyone. I hope I hope we win, but yeah, I hope you play well as well.
Rio.
Yeah. Good luck, everyone. But especially good luck to Luis Evo's team. I want those to do really well,
All right.
and I think they've got a chance of winning. So yeah.
Just a quick one. Have any of you been to any SSA country? South Africa, Mauritius, Zimbabwe,
Um,
Malawi?
Let me have a look
n-
at Google
n-
Maps.
not yet, but we've had some offers from orgs that would like want to fly us out to for like a regional or two.
And are they serious offers? Have you accepted any offers? Are they likely to come by?
Our manager would know more about it, but we've had some interest from some orgs.
Okay. All right. Well, that's kind of interesting. Rio, you were checking Google Maps. What did you find there?
Uh, I, I went to Somalia as a kid, but that's it. That's all I've been to.
Okay, fine. All right. Well, at the very least, I hope you guys will come over and visit and get a sense of the region directly. And I guess just to sort of add on and close, because I don't know how much you've looked into this or know what goes on here. Part of the frustration that you receive from people here is we, in terms of gaming, it takes a lot for players in this region just to play the game. In South Africa, we have constant electricity problems. The players out of Reunion, which is SSA's next best country, are there's yet another cyclone heading for their island. They're hoping it doesn't impact their play this weekend. It is really tough here to make it. So that is being threatened right now, and obviously we get a little bit protective of it. And also the prize money. I think $100 to someone in this region means a hell of a lot more than it might mean to somebody from the UK or Europe in general. But I will say again that we as a region have to adapt to the fact that this is the world we live in now. We tried for a long time to protect ourselves. We fought very hard against people who wanted to come out here, come on holiday and play a regional. We were hoping the rules would clarify that in this season. We'd have like a 2/3 rule or residency rules, but we had a complete reversal. It's like play whatever region you want. Which was certainly not what we were expecting, and it hit us pretty hard. And the first, this was only a week ago we discovered this, and it's taken us a few days to understand it. Some are not over it yet, but I think more and more are coming around to. Even if we don't agree with it, and I will be honest, the rule absolutely sucks, but it is the world we live in now, and we have to adapt, find our opportunities, and use it in the best way we can to improve our region. And I think the hardest thing is going to be if you guys have a dream run and you go to represent SSA at the major. I think there's going to be a struggle for you to have a lot of support out of this region for you, because it won't feel like true representation of the region. And I think you'll understand that, appreciate that, even if, and maybe we all come around. Maybe it isn't that way, but I guess I'm sort of laying out what is possible and likely. But this is the world we live in. You're here. And I really, really hope that you can be of benefit to our region, that teams will scrim you, they will play you, they will learn from you. And our only defense is to get good enough to make it unworthwhile for yourselves and other EU teams to come and play here with the ping. And if we can get to that level of skill as quick as possible, that's the best thing for us. And if you can help us by your presence being here, if you help us get to that level of skill, then that would have been a good outcome for all of this. But I will say this, I do appreciate the fact, Rehoo, Motion and Nuqqet, that you, when I messaged to ask if you would come on, you guys jumped onto it immediately, and I appreciate that you were willing to out the gate come and have this conversation and present yourselves to this region. So Rehoo, thank you very much for that.
So I've got a question for you.
Shoot.
Do you not think if we're able to beat a region on 170 ping that's making worlds and majors, do you feel like that team should be going to like such big tournaments? I understand that it's like
No,
worlds, okay, yeah, that's understandable, but majors is I feel like it's for like big teams,
so
not just one from each region.
it's an incredibly valid question, and my answer is I don't have a definite answer to it. Other than the fact that majors, those events should be the best teams from each region. And yes, we can now argue that you're now from that region, but in truth not so. But on the other hand, here's the brutal reality. If you beat everybody here and go to the major, it's a wake-up call for us. We have to face the reality that our skill isn't at that level yet. And I'm not willing to concede that we are there yet. We have to let the season play out and see where we end up. But that will be a reality. Then we've got to go, as a region, how do we make ourselves better? How do we close that skill gap? Because yeah, if we can't beat a bunch of EU teams on 180 ping, then we need to get better, and we need to get better really damn quick so that it doesn't continue. And on the plus side is that I do think we have a lot of players within our region who are hungry enough to make that a reality, whether it takes this season or a couple of seasons. There is young talent here that I think will rise to the occasion and meet that challenge and get to that point. So I feel like I've waffled a lot, but did I answer your question, Rehoo?
Yeah. Also, like, would you? Because I don't think you particularly like what we're doing. So do you like? Would you still have an issue like us if we move to SSA for like the regional? Are you still gonna have an issue with that just because we're not like actually from there, but we'd still be like playing the regional from there? If that makes sense.
All right. Well, let me clear up where I'm coming from on this. I don't think I still haven't made up my mind if I'm okay with the rule change. And I was upset enough. I was desperately upset when I first realized what this meant. But having said that, I have convinced at least myself that in the long term, this is going to be better for this region. I think we are going to benefit long term. My concern and what worries me, understand this, I have just met the three of you now. The top 6 teams in this, probably all the way to the top 16 teams, I know every single player on those teams. They are people I know. They are people that I deeply care about. They are people I want to see succeed. And so there's a little bit of protectionism that comes in with me. It's like I don't want their potential success to be threatened and whatever. So that's where I'm coming from. So having said all of this, I do think long term we benefit from this. in that I'm concerned about the short-term damage and the players we might lose who might go, you know what, it's not quite worth my efforts in this. I think there's enough young players that aren't going to be put off by this. We've got 13, 14, 15-year-olds who have fallen in love with this game and want to be the best and want to succeed. And I think those are the people that will meet you at your challenge and happily get beaten by you in order to learn to come and return the favor later. And now, having said all of that, I can't remember if I've answered your question, Rio.
So what about like if we? So
Oh, if you moved here. So
Yeah,
with all of that, and let's say you play this, you do well. I think by the time this season runs its course, or even the first major runs its course, I think most of us are going to be over it, and I don't think it'll be like. It's probably better if you make the effort to move here and actually be part of the scene and experience how difficult it is to play in this region. That actually might be better. So I'd probably feel a little bit better about it.
Okay.
Any questions from any of Motion Nugget? You're welcome to fire away with questions if you want to.
No, I don't have any questions. Thank you though.
Okay, good.
No, I don't think I have any questions either. But if the chat have any questions they want to ask us.
I'm a little bit reluctant to turn to chat for questions, but you know what? Chat, go ahead, and I will select the good ones.
That's a good one from Scousaped. Are you confident you're gonna win?
Are you confident you're going to win? I kind of covered that, but okay, answer. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're all very confident, like in ourselves. We don't think that like anyone's better than we don't think anyone's better than us in the entire world. We all have a lot of confidence, so yeah.
All right,
we're very confident.
There's that good old Rocket League ego coming through, and I guess it's a necessity. So
You've
fair
got to
enough.
have an ego sometimes. So
Oh, absolutely. Oh my God, these questions are going so quick. Okay, you know what? We're actually going to bring it to a close here. I think we've had a very good conversation. I think we've gone at least some way in achieving the goals I would like to come. But maybe let me ask you this, starting with you, Nugget. Do you feel that this was a productive conversation?
Yes, I truly believe this is a productive conversation. I think this helped us like understand like from your point of view and to give us our point of view to you guys as well.
Okay, good. Motion.
Yeah, I think it was a good conversation and it helped us understand the South African point of view of looking at us playing it.
Okay. And finally, Rio.
yeah, same as Motion. I think it's helped us understand it from like your point of view, and now you can you might be able to understand our point of view now, so it should be better.
All right, fabulous. And once again, I do appreciate that you were, I guess, man enough to accept the invitation and come and present yourself to the region. And hopefully this leads to something productive and a breakdown of any hostilities that are there. I think it's perfectly valid for anyone in the region to feel a little bit upset by it, but we can't get stuck in that upset, because if we're not planning for our own future, if we're not adapting, industries change. We see this all the time. If we go all the way back to Kodak, who didn't see digital film coming, they were killed by that industry because they refused to adapt. They denied that things were changing. We see this all the time in industries. There's nothing new about this. We as a region must adapt quickly. The bizarre thing, and I got to say this, is if we had not been in RLCS, let's imagine this is 2 years ago and they said SSA is now in the RLCS. You have a path to make a major and worlds, but there's no region lock. If that was our introduction to RLCS, we would have been ecstatic. But we've become used to in the last 2 seasons of the way it's going, and we're a little bit frantic that change is hard, change is uncomfortable, so let's adapt and let's survive. So, RLCS, SSA, qualifier number 1 starts on Saturday. Everyone involved, go out there and leave your hearts out on the field. But once again, Rio, Motion, Nugget, thank you very much. And from me, Greybeard, we'll see you on the weekend. Peace!
See you later.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.
Sick.
I'm stuck on the screen. I can't move.